Hey crew, how are you my loves? I missed you. It's been a while since I posted a video. Well, a couple of days, but for me it seems like a lot of time has passed. Welcome to the Spiritual Social. Hello new subscribers. Hello returning subscribers. I'm sending you so much love and so much light. So I am really thankful as well for all the orders that came through. This is the main reason why I wasn't able to put a video every day, because as you guys know, I'm also doing personal readings, and when I have to do personal readings, my energy tends to deplete quite quickly. So it takes a while for me to give a public free general reading for you guys, but I'll do my best, and I have been trying to work on my energy through yoga, meditation, prayer, cleansing, so that I am able to give you free general readings and also take care of the orders that come through every day. Okay, it's an adjustment process. Okay, I actually posted today on Instagram. Make sure to follow me at msbontemps. I posted today about how sometimes when you have one of the larger luminaries like Saturn and Pluto, it can drain your energy. So I'm having at the moment, I'm a Libra ascendant. Some of you know that if you've been watching my videos for a while now. And Saturn is in Capricorn, squaring my ascendant since May 2020. So Saturn is really depleting me of life force and energy. And to be honest, it was truly miraculous that I kept producing these videos for you guys. Okay, so let's just keep on being strong. I'll do my best to be strong from my end, and hopefully I'll inspire you to be strong from your end as well. Thank you so much for enjoying the content of my channel. I will try to shake things up and make them really interesting for you guys as well. And I'm really happy to see that our crew is growing. It's making me feel so happy, and it's literally getting me out of bed every day. And even if I may have some low energy in this period, I still feel like you guys put a smile on my face each and every time. Thank you so much. Also, big shout out to everybody who placed an order in November with me. As you guys know, I've been mentioning in the other videos that I've created since the beginning of the month, 50% of the income I am making from personal tarot readings and from birth chart interpretations is going to a charity of my heart that I personally worked for. This is SOS Children's Villages in Romania. Okay, so riding this high energy vibe, welcome to this PickACard reading. This is the official entry. This PickACard reading is going to be about what's up with your sibling. As you guys know, I like to branch out. I don't do only love readings, although those are my most popular. I also like to inquire spirit about what's happening with your friends, your family, your relatives, your siblings, your co-workers. There's gonna be a what's up with your co-workers coming up quite soon as well. You have a choice today between 3 different oracle deck packages. So group 1 is Crystal Angels. Okay, group 2 is the SuperAttractor. And group 3 is the Magick of You Oracle. Yeah. And here there are all 3 of them, the Oracle deck packages. Okay, so group 1. Hey guys, how are you? I missed you. I hope you're doing well. So this is for those of you that were drawn to the Crystal Angels package, yeah? Okay, let's find out. I pre-shuffled your cards. I really just want to get straight into it. So let's see what tarot cards you got first. What's up with your sibling? 4 of Wands. Arguments over household, inheritances, maybe how you guys split your home life. Maybe you guys had to share a room for a very long time and it led to some conflicts. It led to one person walking away, running away. There is a feeling here of somebody wanting to take more than they are given by a family member. Arguments primarily related to households, household income, inheritances regarding homes, homeland issues. So maybe one of you is studying or working in another country and is preparing to return back home, or your sibling wants to join you in the country in which you are working, and there are some tensions with your parents regarding this move, because maybe you might need to take your sibling in, and it will be a time where you're not ready for this step yet. So there is clearly something here about the home. 4 is the number of stability, and the 4 of Wands talks about a lot of action in the area of, well, the places that give us the most stability, the places where we dwell, the places in which we live. So yeah, you could have been having arguments with your sibling regarding relocation, rent payments, inheriting a house, and then you might need to go to a court of law and revoke a decision or discuss a will. And I feel that there has been an issue here with some parent favoring one of you over the other. So there is competitiveness growing between the two of you. But I have a feeling that because the 4 of Wands is in general a very good card, these issues will reach a beautiful resolution. You just have to hold on. As you can see, there's a field of lollipop behind her. It's sweetness. It's really like adorableness, but it's somehow remote from you guys at the moment. You are meant to do the hard work of forgiving each other, coming to terms with one another. That's what I'm hearing. The next card that you have, okay, so this is the 6 of Wands. No, it's the 6 of Air, guys, sorry. It's the Cat Tarot has a very specific color code, and this is the 6 of Air. So I feel that this is about splitting things. Do you see how the cat is just breaking the seam of this pillow, right? As she's stretching. There needs to be a very rational compromise between the two of you. You need to learn how to share. I think there has been an issue here with maybe a pattern from childhood where one of you was supposed to give more to the other one, especially if you are the eldest. Maybe you were taught that you need to take care of the little one, the youngest, while the youngest was kind of smooching off of you, your energy, your resources. Like you might have felt like you had to be the responsible one, and the little one was just out there having fun, living off your income and maybe your parents' income. And this drove a wedge between the two of you. There might have been a conflict where you might have asked your parents to support you in the purchasing of a home or in relocating to another country. And I think that they refused, or there was a larger family conflict. You might have even found out that your parents were trying to help your younger sibling, and they thought that you could just take care of yourself like you always did. So I feel like here there is a resolution that needs to happen, a justice. I'm surprised that the justice card didn't pop up, but I am getting the sense of the justice major arcana. It's coming to split ways, to give to the other person their fair share. So if you are the one that took too much, then you're going to have to pay back the same amount. Or if you are the one that had something taken from them in this home conflict, you're going to be given back your fair share. It's up to you to figure out which of the siblings you are, either the youngest or the eldest. I think that this applies to people who are in these positions. For a second, I was thinking potentially you could be the middle child as well, but I think this would apply more for those of you that are mostly in that traditional 2-sibling household. I think that if you are the middle child in the situation, for a very small group of you that will stumble upon this reading, this is a question about splitting the assets so that you can actually make peace with your younger sibling and with your older sibling. But you're finding yourself caught in the middle, and you're actually the authority. You need to take control of the situation and tell everybody, look, this is your share, this is the other person's share, and this is my share. So there is an element here of having to fight for your right at the table, having to fight in the situation where something that might have been naturally given to you, like an inheritance, is trying to be taken away by your other sibling. And you need to reach a compromise without destroying the fabric completely and relaxing into it. As you see, it's like sharpening the claws. I have a feeling some of you might not be even on speaking terms with your sibling. Your sibling, I feel, is running away from their feelings, from responsibility. Yeah, it's a very non-committal energy. Your sibling is also highly afraid of being an adult. So I think this is the core of what is driving them to make these really poor decisions. The fact that they might actually be intimidated by your success. I feel like you are the strongest sibling, whether you are the youngest or the eldest. I have a feeling most of you will be the eldest. But there have been, exceptions to the rule where the youngest was actually the most successful or publicly more acclaimed than the other one. But as I see it, from the perspective of your sibling, they are just running away from responsibility while at the same time feeling the pressure from their parents and from society to be responsible. While you are more comfortable with responsibility and you are pissed or annoyed at the fact that people tend to just rely on you without the expectation of helping you. So it's kind of like you need to just stand your ground and, not take bullshit or not take people moving you away or expecting you to solve the conflict as you did in the past. Stand your ground and wait for people to come to you. Although I'm not so sure whether your sibling is going to wise up. Let's see what the oracle cards have to say, okay? Peacock spirit, let it shine. Wow, this is such powerful heart chakra awakening. So I think that you're really standing in your respect right now. You're standing in your power, and you're no longer just doing things because you feel a duty or an obligation. You're like, do you know what? I had enough. I had enough. You either are gonna give me what's mine, you're either gonna apologize for this and decide to help me as well, or that's it, So I feel like you're really strutting your walk at the moment. I feel you're like this majestic, powerful person, or you have this majestic, powerful aura around you. You could be actually very close to coming into prosperity. So I do see that whatever issue you have here with your siblings regarding a home, I would suggest just letting it go. There was for a moment this message that you need to stand up with your authority and separate and divide the goods. But either this moment will come later on down the line when there will be some changes in your family, or this is your past energy. And now you are just being asked to allow your heart to shine. Don't block it anymore. Because I feel like in this connection with your sibling, you had to block your heart. You had to go over your feelings. There is a lot of repressed anger. Like you had to eat your words, or you had to stop saying something to protect them. But now you're like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. So maybe there is a no contact communication between you and your sibling, or you're just exchanging functional words, because in your heart, you kind of feel a little bit betrayed and unhelped and alone. And you just want to be honest with how you're feeling. You don't want to cover it up anymore. So let's see what advice. Oh my God, Archangel Michael, self-respect. What was I saying earlier? You're standing in your power. You're rising into your self-respect. So yeah, I think that you drew some really good boundaries, and now you're on the other side of your, of the barricade. Maybe not speaking to your sibling, no longer putting up with their whims and moods, no longer catering to them. Because you realize that, you know what, even though we are siblings, and even though I might have been the eldest or the one that was in charge of taking care of you, you're an adult. You need to learn to take care of yourself. So whatever happened between the two of you regarding this home conflict made you realize that you were catering to somebody that was being kept in a stage of childlikeness. So now by you drawing a healthy boundaries and stepping into your self-respect and no longer catering to this person's childlike whims, you're unspoiling them. Yeah. You're pushing this person into the root of responsibility. You're placing all of the karma back onto them, and they just have to deal with it. It might sound really weird, but sometimes you have to be fair and tough to be kind. So at the moment, I see you taking great care of yourself. Maybe you are one step forward on your spiritual journey, and you're just waiting for a resolution. Let's see what prayer you have here. Dear God and angels, thank you for helping me see myself as you see me through the eyes of love. Thank you for honoring and respecting me. Please guide me to do the same for myself and grant me the courage to speak up on my own behalf. I ask for your protection in all of my relationships so that I am surrounded by loving and kind people. So I think you're retreating right now in your group of friends and you're doing a very good job. Allow your sibling to come to you with an apology. And if they don't do it, then it's not your problem. I know it hurts. I know it hurts sometimes. You might have been through some difficult feelings. This heart chakra of yours didn't just open up overnight. I think you had to process some guilt and some shame. But you discovered how to love yourself in this process. So that's why this conflict emerged between you and your siblings. Some of you could have very strong South Node in Libra, South Node in Aquarius placements. So you're learning to stand up for yourself. You're learning to let go of family entanglements, unhealthy codependencies, doing extra work like you are a person's servant rather than this wonderful peacock spirit. I feel like you are giving priority to other things in your life and you're just allowing the relationship with your sibling to work out on its own, which is an excellent thing to do. So don't put pressure on yourself to do more, and definitely don't put pressure on yourself to be the one that apologizes first. In this case, you need to stand in your self-respect, okay? So what we have here is number 9, perception. Yeah, you've changed the way you're thinking about yourself, about your relationships to your family member, even the way you understand what a sibling is and what our sibling relationship supposed to be about. Yin and yang, you're integrating your light side with your dark side. You were aware in this process of what your faults were, but also where your qualities are and what you are worth. So yeah, I see that this is a really beautiful transformative process for you where you're just becoming more whole, becoming more of yourself, right? As you can see, you're letting the light of all of these inward contradictions shine forth very brightly. 4 + 6 add up to 10. So we have a 9 and a 10 here. And this shows me that, you know, as one gateway is closing, something new is emerging. Potentially you had to detangle yourself from a very close relationship with your sibling, because I feel that you were quite sweet and loving with your sibling before this conflict happened. But then this tear happened between the two of you to push you to give yourself more to other people. Maybe you're doing work in the service of others, and other people, strangers, paradoxically, need you more than your sibling or your parents. The more you invest in the relationship with your sibling, the more moody, codependent, teenage-like you're going to keep your sibling to be. The more you detach healthily and you draw self-respect boundaries, the more they have to learn to stand on their own feet to support themselves without your loving care anymore. You've done enough. Now it's time to focus on integrating these sides of yourself. What do we have here? Wow, number 16, invisible. So I feel this is how you've been feeling in this family and in this relationship with your sibling. there's a very strange thing where I think that your sibling in relation to you might have felt quite invisible, but now it's almost as if potentially with all this Capricorn energy and karma, maybe life has pushed you into a corner and made you become invisible. But not to your friends or your coworkers or your business associates. I feel like work might be going quite well for you, or studies might be going quite well. This is like you becoming invisible to your own family members. Maybe you cut connections with them. You removed yourself. You're living on your own. Congratulations. So at the same time, you're really having to work through these painful feelings. As you are being independent and successful at work, the family situations tends to drag your energy down sometimes. I feel like the situation is open-ended. You don't need to do much in this case. You just need to allow your sibling to come back and apologize. If your sibling chooses to remain immature, that is not your problem. You need to focus on yourself and keep opening up your heart. Keep reconciling these your flaws with your qualities. Love yourself in spite of your flaws and keep working on improving yourself. But also celebrate and acknowledge what a wonderful person you are. Even if your family is not there to clap and cheer on you. You can do it. You're an adult. And I see here that you are much more independent than your sibling. So what's going on with your sibling? They need to forgive something in this connection. They need to understand that what you have been doing was standing in your self-respect, and they need to apologize to you if you want to continue this connection. You both need to overcome this chasm of invisibility that has been created between the two of you, of no contact and potentially a separation as well. Your sibling is very afraid to grow up. Your sibling is really afraid to become an adult. It would prefer to spend more time in la la land, lollipops, candy, fun stuff. And until they make the conscious decision that they want to grow up, they're not going to see you in your self-respect. So keep doing you and keep having faith that the situation is going to work out. Keep sending light and love from afar. And I have a feeling that one day you will hear from them. And I don't think that that day will be that far away, actually. Okay, so that was what I had for you, group 1. I really hope you enjoyed this message. It feels very peaceful, very calming. Yeah, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Follow me on Instagram. Make sure you like my blog as well. I have been a bit absent from the spiritual social press, but I will try to post something soon on telepathic communication, okay guys? So hope to see you in my next one. Bye. Group number 2. Hello guys. So this is for those of you that were drawn to the SuperAttractor Oracle package. Okay, so this was actually an Oracle deck that was donated to my channel by Wendy. Thank you so much, Wendy, if you're watching this. Sorry, I had to take a tea break as well. Okay, so what's up with your sibling? What's happening in this situation? I have to say that you were the group that got the most tarot cards, so we'll see what this is about. And I'm feeling a little bit like when I'm speaking, my words have to pause, or I'm pausing quite a lot between my words. I feel like you have to be very careful what you say to your sibling. There might be some drama because I can hear some children screaming outside. I'm sorry about that, guys. I can't do anything about the children screaming. They're just playing and screaming outside. And I'm indoors with all my windows and doors shut, and you can still hear them. Okay, so the Magician. I feel your sibling was not showing you who they really are. I feel like they were saying one thing but doing another, agreeing with you but then leaving you out in the cold. You wanted to trust them, but there was no way in which they could live up to that trust. Talk about drama. Yeah, so I feel like you have a feeling of deep responsibility towards your sibling, But this is not a relationship in which you feel good or happy or fulfilled or understood. I feel like you have a sense of, I always have to rescue my sibling. And this applies to whether you are the youngest or the eldest. Your sibling could be struggling with addictions. They can be any form of addictions, to drugs, to prescription medication, to alcohol, to work, to sex, and just romantic addictions, like constantly needing to be with other people. And I feel like you always need to come in and rescue them, financially, physically even, like you might need to carry them from one place to the other. And there is a sense of duality. I feel like you don't really know who your sibling is. I feel like when they are off whatever addiction they have, they can be quite sweet and quite understanding, and you guys exchange some really interesting conversations. And you feel like you can reason with them. But then when they are giving into the addiction, there's no way of reaching them. And I feel like you just have to grin and bear it and save them over and over and over again. A karmic cycle that is very painful, full of responsibility, and it's very difficult for both of you to break out of it. This is divinely orchestrated to teach you something. Some of you could be North Node in Scorpio. As you guys know, the South Node and the North Node show us what we came into this lifetime with and what we are developing towards. With a North Node in Scorpio, you are meant to go through a lot of drama, and you are meant to go through intense experiences about life, death, rebirth, forgiveness, healing. And my throat chakra instantly clenched when I said that. Wow, very, very clear indication that, yeah, it's not an easy karma that you were dealt with in this relationship with your sibling. Some of you could be having Pluto transiting your 3rd house or your 4th house. Those are the houses of siblings, the environment, the local environment, and the emotional attachments, our roots to our cultural places and to our mother. Yeah, I have a feeling that your mother could be a very frail person as well. It's almost as if you guys have the capacity to create abundant wealth. But it's like there's a lot of self-sabotaging patterns that are working against you guys. You see, like this little bird in the cage here. But this is the magician. The magician can manifest anything it wants, but it's kind of like just manifesting falseness, illusions. Neptune in the 7th as well. Neptune could be a very strong planet in this connection. You can't see things clearly. There's always a sense of disappointment and having to forgive them and save them and rescue them. The other cards you got are the Page of Wands. Yeah, your sibling could be quite argumentative, quite confrontational. I feel that they are also very impulsive. It's like they can't say no, you know, they're like kids. So you see how this bird is being dangled in front of the cat. It's like, oh my God, I need to have it. I need to have it now. I need to have it, you know. It's delayed gratification. It's almost as if your sibling didn't learn delayed gratification. They just act on the spur of the moment. They have money, they spend it all on the spot. They feel an impulse to have sex with someone, they just go and do it, you know. Or they might get bored if they don't have some form of entertainment on a daily basis. So maybe this is why they drink, or this is why they take drugs, because they need some stimulation on a daily basis. If this is not related to any toxic situation, because I think for some of you the part about the addictions might not resonate, this is a lot about your sibling being so distracted with other things in their life. They never have time for you and your family. They're distracted with work, with maybe their own family, with shopping, with going out. They might have a fear of missing out. So that's for some of you. Knight of Pentacles. I feel that when you sit down and try to talk to them, you can never reach them. There's a sense of implacability, like they're wearing a mask that you can't penetrate. They always crack jokes or divert the attention. They deflect, right? So they place the attention onto you and your issues. And I can feel how heavy this is for you guys. I can feel it. I felt the need to sigh. You see, it's like two individuals sitting at the table, and it feels like you two are two different species. One has their head, you can't even see the head. It's maybe looking someplace else, and the other one is looking away as well. This is not a relationship where you feel comfortable with one another. And I don't think it's your fault. It could be that your parents were very rough and tough with you. Maybe you grew up without them. Maybe you spent some time separated from each other and then you came back as siblings when you were later on in life, but you don't really know who your sibling is. Maybe your sibling is adopted and you are the biological child. And it always felt a little bit strange because you grew up and you don't have the same physical features. Or there was a sense that your sibling never could fit in or didn't feel like they could fit in like you did, in spite of the fact that maybe your parents raised you to get on with each other, right? There is a separation here. There is a deep, deep feeling that I can't reach you. I can't talk to you. And in some cases, it's affected by addictions, because if this person is not conscious, then you can't talk to them, literally. They have to first clean themselves and then you can reach them rationally. Or they are living in another place, they are in another country, and they're so distracted with all the things that they have there. It's very hard to reach them. I'm hearing like you want to call them and they never answer, or they hang up, or they only speak for 2 or 3 seconds. And you are left a little bit like, what? A little bit worried even. You got the Magician twice. I have a feeling that this situation is divinely ordained to happen like this, but something tells me that there is a really important change coming up. Really, really important. I feel that maybe Jupiter energy is going to step in and help you guys elevate the situation, help you see above it. There is a lot of happiness coming into this. So hold on, okay? You won't need to cater to your siblings' needs for longer. There could be some sort of help. Maybe your sibling all of a sudden will realize that they need to clean themselves. They might join a program if they are addicted. Or there could be, maybe for the holidays, your sibling is gonna return home and you'll get to see them and finally get the chance to talk to them. The Wheel of Fortune, yeah. The Magician and the Wheel of Fortune, definitely. So something fortunate is on its way to you in this connection. Something that will change the karma, the deep karma, the pain, the responsibility, the difficulties that you guys have been encountering. Your connection with the sibling is definitely a karmic connection. You know your sibling from a past life, and you were brought into this incarnation to help clear up some of this baggage by facing your fears again, by having to take care of them. But the situation is going to change. I feel like the span of a month, 1 lunar cycle, and you'll be out of not really the commitment, but you'll be out on the other side of this. So if you've been suffering, which I see here with the devil quite strongly, you are finally going to feel happier in this connection. You will see an improvement. Something will have changed. And I feel like your sibling will be helped by other people to reach beyond, right? To see higher, right? It's a cat reaching upwards, like she's victorious. And I feel like this is what's going to happen to your sibling, and you're going to benefit from this wonderful positive change in your sibling's life. Let's see what the oracle cards have to say. I'm really happy that these cards came up because it was a little bit of a heavy reading. So we have here Koi Fish Spirit. There is always enough. Oh, okay. So maybe you were afraid that your sibling is gonna harm themselves irredeemably. Maybe you keep in contact with them. You know about this addiction. You know about their impulsive character. For some of you, it might not even be addictions. It could just be like they are so impulsive, you're afraid they might get into an accident, or somebody might harm them if they keep having these random sexual connections. But I have a feeling that the universe is saying that, again, you're solving some Neptune-related karma with the fish here. Neptune being Poseidon, the god of the sea, and the fish are its servants. Neptune also rules over the sign of Pisces. So maybe you guys are Pisces Moon, Pisces Sun, Pisces North Node. If you don't have a sibling, I have a feeling that this can apply to a friend that felt like a sibling to you, a friend that you grew up with. This is for a specific group of you. I just received this message right now. There's a lot of forgiveness and a lot of healing is coming up in this connection to your sibling or your friend that feels like a sibling. Blessings. And again, we have here, like we had in the first group, 3 + 6 add up to 9. Wrapping up a cycle, wrapping up one cycle as the Wheel of Fortune keeps spinning, and it's going to finally spin in your favor. Retreat. Oh, beautiful. So you've done everything you could in this situation. Don't push it. Don't pressure your sibling to react, to give up whatever addiction it is that they're giving or like giving into. It's not your job to do so. I feel other people need to help them. Maybe your parents, maybe other members of the community need to help them. A priest, a doctor, a 12-step leader program, right? All you can do is let them know I'm here for you if you need me, and retreat, because this situation has been taking a toll on you and you might have fallen into a lack mindset. But remember that there is always enough, that you are enough, and that your sibling will be taken care of by other people. Put your faith in the divine, because you did everything you could, and by pressing or insisting, you're not going to change the fortune of your sibling. Things have to happen organically, and you must retreat to take care of yourself. So the advice from Archangel Michael is keep your eyes on your targeted intention. And it says here, thank you, Archangel Michael, for helping me focus on my inner wisdom and intention. I ask for your guidance in releasing any fears or doubts, granting me the confidence and courage to take action towards realizing my dream. So you definitely need to channel all the energy you've been putting into this connection with your sibling, all the saving, all the help that we saw here, right? All the failed attempts at trying to communicate with them. Pull them back into yourself. Your sibling will continue to be in this, oh, me, oh my God, let's do this energy until they wise up. And somebody else is gonna help them wise up, not you. In the meantime, you need to focus on building your prosperity, on taking good care of your health, because who is going to take care of yourself? It's not going to be your sibling. And you need to, lay off a little bit of the savior mentality. You don't need to save everyone. People can save themselves from time to time, yeah? But you do need to take care of yourself, because who's going to take care of yourself if you don't do it, right? So pull all that energy back into yourself. Keep your eye on your goals. Keep working on them, and trust that as you are retreating your energy from the situation, it will inevitably change. That's always what happens when we pull our energy back from a situation that we wanted so desperately to work out. But instead of pushing it and controlling it and using our ego to manifest what it is we want, we pull back into ourselves and we allow the divine to work. Your sibling could have a very interesting astrological chart, a lot of maybe karmic placements that they need to resolve with other people in their life. So you need to allow this astrological transits to take place. Knowing that you've done enough is good enough in this situation, okay? But the more you push it, the more you're going to activate this fellow, the little devil. And it's just going to repeat the cycle of addictions. So have faith, yeah? Things are working out for you guys. You are being helped by the divine. The final card that I have for you is the conclusion card. This is number 3. So very soon you'll receive a message that will show you that the situation is over. Either you will hear that your sibling is doing much better now, is in a program, or is in a facility that is being, is taking care of their needs. Maybe your sibling moves into your home with your parents and your parents will take care of the sibling for a while. Or you will hear that they will just tell you that they've given up something. They had the inner fortitude to love themselves more, and they gave up that addiction, or they stopped seeing that toxic person, or they are doing much better at work, or they purchased a home, or they just want to live and be happier, you know, and they want to reconnect with you. So a fortunate message is going to come soon. It will be divinely guided, yeah, and it will be a conclusion to all the pain, to all the saving, to all of the sleepless nights, to all of the worrying. You've done so much. Congratulate yourself. And don't feel guilty if you couldn't save your sibling. They, as I said, they had a specific birth chart. And even if you guys are twins, you know, you might have a different ascendant if you are born some hours away from each other, or maybe some minutes away from each other. It's really important to keep in mind that you need to focus on yourself, and there is always enough, yeah? Okay, you did so wonderfully well. I'm so proud of you, group 2. If you've chosen this group, you're amazing people. And you really deserve some peace and quiet, you know, to see the situation from a higher perspective, and just allow your sibling to grow up on their own a little bit, yeah? They need to learn delayed gratification, okay? And it's not your job to teach them anymore. You did enough for them. So that's what I had for you, my super attractor crew. I hope you've enjoyed this message. Thank you for listening. Make sure to follow me at mspontamp on Instagram. I update my stories daily, or at least I try to when I'm not sleeping and resting from all of this energetic work. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hey group 3, this is for those of you that were drawn to the Magick of You Oracle deck. Hello, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here, guys. I hope you're doing well. And yeah, I really missed you. I'm really happy that I returned to give these free public readings after a period of a couple of days where I was swamped with orders. So thank you so much for everyone who has placed an order with me. I am deeply grateful, and just know that your order is coming, even if I'm taking my sweet time to tune into the appropriate energy to make sure I give you a really good reading, okay? That's my aim, that's my intention. So let's see what cards I have for you regarding what's up with your sibling, what's happening with them. I pre-shuffled all of the cards because I just want to get straight into the messages, no funning around, no messing about, yeah? So... we have here the Ace of Swords. Somebody bit off more than they could chew. I have your feeling your sibling could be into risky situations, and then they just go and, oh, sorry, oops, did I do that? Can you get me out of this? Oh, either that, or your sibling is a heartbreaker, and you always had arguments about how could they just say those things to people? How can they express themselves in that way? It's so rude or impolite. Your sibling could be younger than you. They could be prettier, or they don't even have to be prettier necessarily. They could just have, there's something in their aura that attracts people. They could be more popular. But at the same time, I feel that they are slashing their connections left and right, burning bridges on a whim. And for you, this is unimaginable, because you are, I feel like you are a person that has placed a lot of care and effort into maintaining your long-term connections. And you might not get that many connections as your sibling seems to be getting. So maybe sometimes you might accuse your sibling of being ungrateful, not knowing how to stabilize their life, and being a bit too indulgent in life's pleasures. Yeah, there seems to be, again, like some criticism regarding responsibility or the lack thereof. But I have a feeling that even if you might have these complicated dynamics, you still swoop in and you help them out. You have each other's backs. And I feel like your sibling makes you laugh a lot. They're very cute. It's kind of what I'm hearing. And then what do we have here? Okay, so I think this is the 10 of Earth. It's a relatively new deck to me, and it has this interesting color coding system, but green is Earth. So yeah, I feel like you just want to hug your sibling, or your sibling wants to hug you. You just want to touch. Maybe you guys used to be quite cuddly when you were little. Maybe you used to play a lot of rough and tumble games, you know, lots of like pushing each other down and rolling on the ground. Yeah, like a lot of Greco-Roman activities, you know, like physical sports. And this can apply even if you are two girls or two boys or girl and boy. I don't really see the gender here specifically. Indeed, there is a girl here. So this could be a two girl sibling situation or a girl and a boy situation where she's the youngest, the cutest, and you always need to protect her and take care of her. And you always roll your eyes because it's like, oh, what has she gotten herself into this time, you know? But nonetheless, I feel like there is tenderness between the two of you. There is a lot of judgment and tenderness. It's like a very sibling rivalry kind of situation, you know? We're both competing for your parents' attention unconsciously. And that's why you tend to kind of push each other down or like knuckle and elbow each other out of situations. But then when there is a crisis, you step in and you help each other. You have each other's backs. But I have a feeling you're going to start communicating with your sibling from a completely different perspective. I'm guessing that there has been a role shift. One of you had a baby or one of you got married or something happened, a big life change, which is affecting the way you can communicate to your sibling at the moment. I'm also getting an operation. Maybe your sibling got an operation. Maybe you guys are separated from COVID and that's why there is this indication that you just want to touch them, you know, you want to hug them, you want things to be like they used to be between the two of you. So those were the tarot cards I got for you. I want to dive deep into your oracle messages because you got two animal spirits. So that's interesting. We have here number 16, the coyote spirit, and 16 add up to 7. Yeah, there's some sort of spiritual transition that you guys are going through at the moment. Trust in divine detours. Yeah, there's clearly a rift between you and your sibling. Maybe some harsh words were spoken the last time you saw each other, and now you're in a separated situation. One of you could be in another country from the other one. And you just need to find a different way of communicating. Maybe one of you is recuperating from COVID and you can't be together because one of you has to be in quarantine. So you need to talk through FaceTime or through other technologically mediated ways. Or it could just be that you are together with some partners that don't like it, the fact that you're very close. Maybe, you know, you guys married or are together in connections with partners that can't stand each other. So you have to be very secretive about how you talk to one another. Yeah, I'm reading for a large collective, guys. So please, as you know, take what applies. Whatever situation of separation or distance is taking place between the two of you at the moment, trust it. Don't force it. Definitely don't be impatient with it. There might be a strong desire to reach out to your sibling, to talk to them. Don't. Allow things to just organically flow and just respond when they appear. When you receive an email, a message, respond to that. I would say respond with compassion, but it's difficult, I know, especially if there was a situation where your sibling was generally acting out or behaving irresponsible. I know it's difficult to react with compassion, especially during these times, but do your best. That's what I would say. And then we have here brown bear spirit, again, number 9. So the overall synchronicity for the entire reading has been 999. We had a 9 appearing in each of the 3 different piles. Like, I feel that a lot of people are wrapping up massive karmic cycles that stem from previous lifetimes. I'm hearing some of them could go back 7 lifetimes in the past. Wow. So we're wrapping up some really deep family muck. And this comes out in our relationships with our siblings, because both you and your siblings are the people that have the most integrated ancestral memory. With you, the generation stops. With you, and potentially, if you want to have children, you can continue the bloodline. But if you did not have children yet, and it's only you and your siblings, you are the most concentrated survival form in your family. You have all of the heritage, all of the DNA, links. I'm just getting the sense of massive, massive kind of, I don't even know how to put it into words, but it's massive memory, massive heritage, traditional kind of things, habits, spell works, entities that attach themselves to your families, addictions, issues, everything that makes the bloodline of a particular family streaming down through generations. So you're like the most present, current, embodied form. This has become so mystical. But I feel like with the bear and with the coyote energy here, these are such powerful animal spirits. Some of you could love bears. You could be in a relationship with somebody that feels like a bear. There is something about this bear, brown bear. You could come from a country in Central Europe or Eastern Europe that has a lot of bears. And even I think North America, if I'm not mistaken. Take time out. Yeah, that's what I was feeling. This massive kind of responsibility has to do with you taking on too much. Trust in the detours and take some time out. Breathe through this. Breathe through this process. If you are in a state of separation because you're in a lockdown right now with your sibling, allow this to happen. Allow this separation to happen between the two of you. If you're worried about them, sure, find a way to talk to them through some form of technological means, but don't insist too much with knowing too much too soon, because they're also convalescent. So they need the time to rest and process everything. They need nourishment. The bear speaks to me about hibernation as well, so you could be feeling low on energy. So funny, because I pulled the brown bear card from the White Light Oracle on my Instagram stories today, and I reflected on the loss of energy. I've been going through this as well during this period. Very heavy breathing patterns and very sleepy and intricate sleep times and very hard ways in which to awaken. The transition between the world of dreams and the world of reality has been very difficult in the last months. But it's also because naturally, if you live in the northern hemisphere or preparing for winter, so it's the bear that goes into a cave to sleep for months on end. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. Confirmation from spirit. You need to sleep. You need to rest, my dear. There was a piece of candle wax that fell in my bottle just out of the blue. I love it when these creepy things happen. Okay, so you need to rest, you need to sleep, you need to put the situation with your sibling at bay. A new beginning in terms of how you communicate is coming up. Slow but steady. Unbelievable. This is what's healing between the two of you. Maybe you guys had back-to-back some family drama that played out in the last years and you couldn't take a breath. 2020 came, it separated you from your sibling and your family members potentially, to give you some time to rest, to sleep, to hibernate, to process all the ancestral healing. Some of you have been even shedding karma. You've been shedding the past in your sleep. So it's really, really important that you continue to rest and hibernate as much as possible. Spend your free time, when in doubt, sleeping. Without guilt, without shame. Just getting down to it. Cozy bed, yummy pajamas, hot milk, whatever it needs. Whatever you need, you just need to rest a lot. Because look, God is in charge. Let me read you the prayer. I can feel how sleepy you are. I'm so close to just putting my head on the pillow right now. It's like I'm tuning into your energy and I'm just like, I'm ready. Where's my pillow? Let's see. Dear God, please help me let go of the situation. Giving it in faith and trust your divine wisdom and infinite love in order to resolve and heal everything and everyone involved. For a second, I felt like crying. Some of you had to let go of your sibling. I think in some cases, some of you lost your sibling. Maybe to the epidemic. Maybe to another person that married them and took them away. I'm really sorry if this has happened. And there is a clear indication here that, you know, God is in charge. You can't fight against this energy. Sure, you can use your willpower to try to find out information, to try to act, to try to resist sleep and worry yourself. But in your relationship with your siblings, some things might be kept away from you. They need to happen in this way. The more you resist, the more the pain will persist. The more you rest, the more things are going to work out. But hear me out, and this might be a big blow to your ego. Things don't need your conscious action in order to work out. And I think some of you are letting go of control issues. Maybe you were brought up to control the situation with your sibling very strongly, getting a lot of Virgo energy. Yeah. And I feel that this is because, you know, you felt like you had to cater to them. You felt like you had to control the situation, to tell them what to do or what to think, maybe in some cases. And now all of a sudden, boom, the situation happened. And there is a rift. And you guys are at a distance because this is meant to be. You guys are meant to heal. And you're healing your own desire to act, because I feel like you've been overdoing it with acting. You need to rest more. And you're also healing any control patterns that you played out in relation to your sibling, because I feel like you might have been a bit too much for them. Let them heal. Let them work their things out. You don't need to swoop in and take care of their issues. They are being taught how to take care of themselves. They are not the victim, and they are certainly not innocent. They could be pure-hearted, but that's a different thing. The final card I have for you, loyalty. And I'm getting, again, Virgo. She looks like a Virgo maiden, right? Loyalty. You could be feeling like, and it's number 33, the Ascendant Masters are with you. Don't worry, being away from your sibling right now does not mean that you're betraying your family loyalty. You are just being asked to tune more into your intuition because you've been using your mind. You see, she has a half crescent moon in the center of her forehead, right on her third eye, Ajna. So, tune into your intuition more. Listen to your feelings. Be more on the receptive feminine energy end of the spectrum in how you relate to your sibling. And things are going to work out. You will see that they're just going to work out. Sure, it might take a while, slow and steady. You might need to see this winter through, maybe potentially without coming into contact with your sibling. Sure, the holidays might feel a little bit weird, but they will be weird for all of us, okay? It's not just you that are being weird in this case. It's just weird circumstances for the entire planet at the moment. You're not betraying the loyalty to your sibling. You will come back together when the moment is right, and when they will be completely healed, completely restored. You guys will be able to touch each other again. You'll be able to be loyal to each other again. And you will see that this period of distancing, due to whatever reasons, as I said, relocation, marriage, disease, maybe even restraint, maybe one of you is in prison and the other one is outside. One of you is in a mental health ward, the other one is outside. There is a chasm here between the two of you, but I see that communication is forthcoming. You won't be kept in the dark for long. And as you're being kept in the proverbial dark, understand that things are happening slowly and that you need to rest. Take time out. Trust. You're learning how to trust through this situation, through this difficult situation with your sibling. So I see that what's up with your sibling, they are resting, they are recuperating, and they will come to you when the time is right. But this is more about you. Okay, there is true loyalty here. There are true beautiful feelings. You are guided by the Ascended Masters, and you will come back together when the time is ready. And if this is a situation where you generally lost your sibling due to a disease and you can't get them back in the 3D, they are in spirit with you. All you need to do is pray to them. They will always be by your side protecting you. Yeah? Whenever you see 33 as well, it's a clear indication your sibling is saying hello from the other side. And I'm gonna stop here before I start crying because this was really powerful for some of you, a small group of you. I think that this applies. So I'm sending you a lot of love. Yeah, very beautiful messages. 999 was the vibration for the entire reading today. So completions, a lot of karmic completions in relation to our siblings or to friends that are like our siblings, because it's 2020 and we can choose our families of origin as well. To a large extent, for most of us nowadays, friends can be our families more than our families of origins, right? So on this note, I'm going to leave you with as much light as I can at the moment, and I'll see you next time for my pick a card. It will be a romantic one. Ooh. Bye, my loves.